tonight to represent someone that you all should have represented years ago, but you didn't. I'm here to represent Alexander T. Wolf tonight. You've all heard of the story of the three little pigs. Well, I'm here tonight to tell you the true story of the three little pigs, according to Alexander T. Wolf. Ooh. Everybody knows the story, he says, of the three little pigs. Or at least they think they know the story. But nobody knows the real story but me, Alexander T. Wolf. I'm the Wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al.
Hi, Al.
Hi, guys. I don't know how the whole big story got started, but I'm here to tell you the truth tonight. Maybe it's because of my diet, and maybe your diet. You know, wolves like nice little bunnies and pigs and things, just like you like fat, juicy cheeseburgers. But I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing started because I had a sneeze, and I needed a cup of sugar. So, this is the real story. Way back once upon a time, I was making my birthday cake for my dear old granny. And I had a terrible sneeze and cold. I ran out of sugar. You've done that before. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, the neighbor was a pig, wouldn't you know? And he wasn't too bright either, because he built his house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in their right mind would build a house out of straw? Well, he did. So, of course, in 1 minute, I knocked on the door, and it fell right in. Did you? And I just didn't want to walk in, but as I was knocking, and it fell in, I walked right into the middle of a dead pig. Oh. But you know, us wolves like pork. So, that was my dinner for the day. But I still didn't have that cup of sugar. I didn't know he was home. So, then I decided I'll go on down the street. Well, I went to his brother's house, who was a little bit smarter than him. He built his house out of sticks. I knocked on the door, and what do you know? He didn't answer. I was feeling a little better. So the neighbor was the first little pig's brother, so I was thinking to myself, he's a little bit smarter, so I'll just be a little bit more polite to him. I rang the bell, and the stick house, nothing happened. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, go away, Wolf, I'm shaving the hairs on my chin. I just grabbed the doorknob, and when I felt another sneeze coming on, I huffed and I puffed, and do you know, the whole thing fell in, sticks and all. Anyway, and you know, I'm not going to believe, but the guy's house fell down. And now you know food will spoil if you leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had a second helping, just as you do with your cheeseburgers. But my cold was getting a little bit better. And I was thinking, I still don't have that cup of sugar. So what am I going to do? Well, I realized he had another brother down the street. Talk about impolite. This porky was very impolite. And he wouldn't even give me 1 cup of sugar. And I bet he had a whole sack full for my dear old granny's birthday cake. But you know what happened? I sneezed again, and I started huffing and puffing. And I was thinking, I could just make my granny a big old birthday card. But just as I knocked on the door, he got very ugly with me. He said, tell your grandma to sit on a pen. Well, nobody talks about my grandmother like that. So I got all huffed, and I started puffing and sneezing and coughing. And do you know, at that time, the cops rolled up, saw me huffing and puffing and carrying on, and I was trying to blow his house down, but it was made of bricks. And I couldn't blow it down. So the news reporters came, and they thought, what a boring story. A wolf puffing and puffing and trying to blow a house down. So they jazzed up the whole thing, and they decided to make this whole thing and bend it out of shape, saying that I had done all this So the bottom line